Yeah, bro.
I'm not going to use the microphone here. Can everybody hear me okay? Yeah. Okay, good. No?
Mike's not working.
I'll be a little bit louder. Okay. Appreciate everybody coming out. I think it was a great day of golf. Sylvester said that you know, if I got a set of clubs that were made after 1970, then my golf game would improve a little bit. So we have a donation basket out there that you get a coaching set of clubs for the 21st century. So hopefully that'll work out for me on the way out. And I was able to contribute to the foursome my years of putt golf in Pittsburgh. I was able to dodge the windmill and the clown nose, so I was able to contribute a few putts to the cause today. So it was a great day of golf. The first thing we'd like to do today is that we're having a little bit of a transition, all right, in our leadership from the Gridiron Club. Okay, and as many of you know, the Honorable Judge Robert Holman has been in charge of the Gridiron Club for quite a number of years, and he's devoted countless hours, shown great dedication, and not only supporting the program from a financial perspective, but for helping our kids acquire jobs, for coming in and talking to the team, and you know, since I came here a little over a year and a half ago, you know, not just offering help to the Fordham University football program, but being a great friend and helping me out in any way that we can. So on behalf of myself, the Fordham University football program, and the Fordham University community, we'd like to show a token of our esteem to Judge Holman for his time as the Gridiron Club president before we pass this thing on. And I'd like him to come up, his wife Catherine. We've got a couple things for him here. So let's give our hands to Judge.
Come on, Joe, smile.
Thank you, Coach. Appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you.
As I like to try to start anytime I speak on behalf of the Gridiron Club, to Richie Marin. Hey. I honestly don't know how many years ago it was. I think it might have been 8 that Richie came up to me, and this shows you how formal we are at Fordham. He said, "Bobby." I said, "Yes, Mr. Marin." "Call me Richie." "Yes, Mr. Marin." "You're the new president." "Yes, Mr. Marin." That's how it happened.
Wipe your face.
So, I'm really taken a little back by that. Thank you very much, Coach. And I'm sure there's a lot of people involved in that, and Doc and Lynette. And thank you very much. It has been my honor to serve as the president of the Gridiron Club. But just like anything else, sometimes new blood is needed. And we have a new coach, we have a new athletic director, and I am hoping, I'm confident that they are going to take not only Fordham sports, but not only Fordham football, but Fordham sports to different levels. And my kids are 2, 5, and 6. So my ability to contribute may be a little more hampered as the years come on. What I'm very excited about, though, is our new president. He's a teammate of mine. He was a phenomenal football player, an incredible businessman and leader. Played for the Patriots for a year and has been a great friend of the program for years and years and years. And so it is my pleasure to turn over things to Frank Sacco, who will be taking over the role of president of the Gridiron Club. So we're going to hear from Frank in a moment. Before we go any further, what I would like to do is introduce a young man who plays on the Fordham football team right now. One of the things, in fact, the thing I love most about being president of the Gridiron Club is my involvement with the players and either helping them get jobs or whatever it may be. It's such a nice thing to get involved in their lives and try and help them. And Vince is here not because of what I'm about to tell you, but because he's running this new program. But Vince actually has worked for me for about a year and a half, and I've had a different Fordham kid interning for me for about the past, must be 8 years, and he's He's of the highest character. He comes from a great family. He's such a wonderful kid. He embodies what we love about Fordham football. He's committed to his studies. He's committed to the team. And he's about to tell you guys about something the football team is doing that we can all be proud of. So I'm going to introduce rising senior Vince Antonozzi.
That's going to be fun to follow. First, I'd like to thank. First of all, I'd like to thank Judge Holman and really everyone here for giving me an opportunity to speak tonight. I've yet to come across a club, organization, team of any kind that really embodies the Fordham motto of men and women for others, like the Fordham football team. So really, I'm up here tonight to tell you really about our next venture into that space, what we're doing this year in the 2013 Rams, what we're doing to give back. So it all starts last year. A kid on my team, Andrew Milmore, one of my teammates, and the Avedisian brothers, James and Dan, started the Fordham chapter of an organization called Uplifting Athletes, which simply aligns college football with rare diseases. It all started with a guy named Scott Shirley at Penn State University in 2004. During his junior season, his dad was diagnosed with an extremely unforgiving form of kidney cancer, and was basically given a timeline. And his family was told, enjoy him while you have him. So he was obviously crushed by this news, and went back and was talking to his roommate and said, what can we do? I mean, this is such an underrepresented group of people, those afflicted by rare diseases. And his roommate, said, everything we do is documented and scrutinized, and as you've seen through the news, that's usually a very bad thing, but it can also be a good thing, in the fact that we're just kind of in front of a bigger audience than we ever would have had the opportunity to be in front of. So he started aligning college football programs with rare diseases. Now, a rare disease means it affects less than 200,000 Americans. And lots of people might ask, why would we put our time, effort, and money into supporting a group that affects such a small population? And the reason is this, if we were to give our money to breast cancer or something along those lines, our money is put in such a big pot, we don't really know where it goes. Now, with such a small population of people, we know that every dollar we give is guaranteed to have a huge impact on the lives of the people afflicted by these diseases. So that's where Uplifting Athletes started. Now, the Fordham story starts last year. Like I said, Andrew Milmore and the Avedisian twins, we adopted a little boy named Ty Lewis Campbell, or Super Ty. Ty, at the age of 2, was diagnosed with pediatric brain cancer and acute rhabdoid tumors. Once again, he was basically given a timeline. His family was told to enjoy him while you can. But Ty lived through his 5th birthday, and actually between chemotherapy and countless doctor's appointments and God knows what else, he was at as many practices, games, and meetings as he possibly could, and really became an intrinsic part of the Fordham family. We focus on focus, fight, and finish, and he embodied that finish and fight. I mean, everything about that little boy, showing up to our practices between all these different things he had to go through with a smile on his face was such an encouragement for our family. Ty passed away in Game 8 last year, around Game 8 last year. And that was, as you can imagine, a huge blow to our team. But, like all of you also know, the fights that we had last season, we got the strength from him. I mean, I know that we were pushed forward through his strength and through his memory. So I'm really here tonight to talk about, announce that last Wednesday we had our first event for the 2013 season. We had our 2nd annual Lift for Life, where we donned our Uplifting Athletes t-shirts and did one of our 6 a.m. morning workouts in memory of Super Ty Campbell. And more exciting, more importantly for us, I'm announcing our touchdown drive for the 2013 season. You guys will hear plenty more about this. We're going to send out emails. There's going to be a link on the Fordham athlete page, the Fordham football page. Really just, I'm going to be around all night. If you guys I would love for you guys to come by, ask me any questions you have. But we're just going to be doing a touchdown drive. we'll make it fun. If Coach Moorhead keeps it up, I'm not sure if any of you guys will be able to afford it, but it'll just be based off our performance, and we're really excited about it. So that's Uplifting Athletes Fordham style, and we're really excited to get it started. So thank you guys so much for the time.
You get caught off guard by coming up and speaking. In lawyers' terms, you get a rebuttal here. I'm allowed to come up now and realize what I didn't do when I was up here. Besides giving thanks, the time and I served as the president of Gridiron Club. Obviously, my wife Catherine had a lot to do with that, so I need to give her thanks for her time and sacrifice. There are countless people that I need to recognize that I'm sure I'm not going to cover them all, but of course, Chip Smith and the senior staff, as I also love to refer to them, like Doc and Mr. Somer and Mr. McHugh and guys like Jim Cummings. And I mean, there are just countless people that I need to thank for the support, and of course, my good friend Joe Moorhead. But going forward right now is what I would like to do. It is my honor and pleasure to introduce the new president of the Gridiron Club, my teammate, my friend Frank Sack.
Yes, I will use the mic. So first, thanks to everyone for coming. Today's a great event, and a perfect example is that I was able to meet up with an old teammate of mine, Eddie Thompson. I haven't seen Eddie in 20-something years. Fabulous to see him. I hope that all you guys shared the same type of experience today with your friends. It's great to be together as a group. So there's a lot of transitions going on right now. We talked about the Gridiron Club, and first, I'm very thankful and honored to be here and step up and become your president. Some big shoes to fill. Bobby Holman has given a lot from his own personal life, and I want to thank his wife too, so much. And I hope that I can have the same kind of commitment and do as much for the organization as you've done, Bobby. Great job. Also, Chip Smith. Chip, where are you? Thank you very much. Everyone in Fordham football is in debt to you guys for what you've given to us over and I can't even say 5, 7, whatever it's been years, but you guys have done a great job. So thank you very much. The other transition that's going on too is, and for the folks that came earlier, we had a fundraising committee meeting. And really, it's the Fordham football fundraising called The Next Level, and it's been headed up by John Zizzo. John, so just say thank you. The transition that's going on within that group is, for the folks that don't know, we offer congratulations to John. John is going to be stepping up, and he's going to be becoming a member of the Board of Trustees here at Fordham University. Congratulations, John. So John's going to be turning over his chair to a gentleman by the name of John LaMello. And John is not here today, lives in Kansas City, does a lot of traveling for business, but has been really involved here with the program. And as a matter of fact, John Zizzo got him back into the program, played here in the 70s, and he's going to be stepping up and becoming the new chair for the position. So looking forward to working with him. So what does that group mean? What does it do? This is a group that's really done a lot to get a lot of 5-year pledges from the alumni and donors out here from all of us. Okay, it starts with the folks in this room, but expands beyond. And we're trying to just do what the group says, take it to the next level, and really get exposed, because there's a lot of things, and Coach Moorhead doesn't talk about a lot of these things. There's a lot of expenses. We're building, for the folks that don't know, we're in the process of building a new state-of-the-art weight room, which will go between Lombardi Center and Southern Boulevard, look upon the road, and it's going to be state-of-the-art. But these things cost a lot of money. We're looking forward to having these, all the renderings are done. We're close on commitments, but we need to fund it. Okay, so the weight room's part of it. Team travel and recruiting, these are all things that are really pertinent to the program. And these are all things that I know the coaches need and Joe Moorhead needs, and we've got to do all that we can to help support these folks, all right? And I know a lot of the people in this room here all do support the program, there's more than one way to support it. You know, there's two ways. The first way is we could donate money and give what we can give to help. The second way is we could donate our time, all right? And that's what I want to talk a little bit about, because I'm going to be looking for folks and volunteers to help. There's a lot of things that we need help on. Things ranging from the golf committee to the dinner committees. We're going to have a social media chair. No, Andy, you don't have to worry. We're not going to ask you to chair that. So there's a lot of things, and we could certainly use a lot of help. All right? And as part of that, we're going to have a meeting, a Gridiron Club meeting, which we haven't had one in quite some time, on August 29th. So the folks that are in here, make a mental note. On the 29th, you'll see some emails that are going to go out. And there's going to be a Gridiron Club meeting, and then we're going to have a subcommittee meeting for the next level fundraising team as well. All right? And I would love anyone that's involved with the program, that has ever put on a uniform for Fordham University or is just a sponsor, to be there. All right? And that's before we open up that evening. All right? So we're going to probably start off about 5 o'clock, and the game's going to be 7 p.m. right there on the Rose Hill campus. The next thing I want to talk about is how else can people help? We talked about time. We talked about investing money and donating money to the program. The other way is little things, and every little bit helps. Season tickets. So for the folks that are here that don't have season tickets, please try to step up and make a commitment to help this program. I have to thank a few people here. And the first is, I would not be able to do this job without the help of Jack Persini. And for the folks that don't know Jack Persini, thank you, Lynette. Jack is a former Hall of Fame football player here at Fordham. And I've had the honor to work with him professionally outside Fordham in the working world. And he's going to be the new vice president of the Gridiron Club. And hopefully, one day president. So thank you, Jack. The second person I need to thank is, for the folks that don't know, my wife Joanne is here. There she is. Wave, honey. There you are. Wonderful. Thank you for letting me be away and be with my friends here at Fordham. And of course, Lynette, Frank McLaughlin, and Dave Roach, your help and sponsorship and assistance is very much appreciated. Without all of that and working closely together, this team, the Gridiron Club could not be successful. So thank you guys very much. Much appreciated. Very quick, two things. Everybody here also needs to mark mentally and for a calendar, on September 20th here at Rose Hill campus will be the Fordham football dinner. All right, it's different. Everybody knows we usually run it after the season's over. This will be in season. And at that dinner, we're going to be honoring two of my friends, fellow teammates, and fellow classmates, Bob Holman and Sly McKillop. And you know we're going to be there for you, buddy. And looking forward. So if you can all please come out and support, that would be great. And then also the temple experience. You're going to see a lot of things popping up over here about the temple experience. We're going to get a bus load of people. We're going to travel down there together, and we're going to have a lot of fun. And the folks that do participate in that will participate in meetings with the coach. And for the folks that went to Cincinnati last year to partake in this program, all enjoyed it. So if I can ask for your help and support for that, it would be great. In the meantime, I want to thank you all for coming. And very much appreciate here being your new club president. Thanks very much. Enjoy the evening.
Hey, Frank? Yeah. Bobby Holman got a hat. We got one for you. You gotta put it on now.
He got a helmet.
Among football players, they call hats. Whoever had a problem with a helmet on. Speaking of hats, since Bobby being honored at the dinner got a hat, and Sly being honored at the dinner needs a hat.
Sly? Yeah.
So Sly, you want to come up here?
Come on, get up there.
Now that we're advancing your status by honoring you at at the dinner, you gotta stop having all that fried chicken. So we got a hamburger for you. It's a hat. You put it on your head.
Oh yeah, he'll wear that.
I'll wear that to dinner. I'll wear that to dinner as well.
You can invite me, I'll go eat with you. We want to move along, so the next distinguished guest we want to have come up is new athletic director, Mr. Dave Roche.
Thank you very much, Andy. I hope you don't have any more hats. I don't need one. But I will make a presentation here in a second. But first of all, I'd like to thank Bob for the great work that he's done for the Gridiron Club for a bunch of years. Look forward to working with Frank. And for me, it's all about people like Vince. You heard Vince speak tonight, and Vince epitomizes what the Fordham football player or student athlete is like. And for me, at the end of the day, I love raising money, and we want to do it for our student athletes so they can have a great experience. And so I want to thank everybody for being here today, and thank you for your support and your support that's come, and I really look forward to working with Frank and John Zinzo and taking this to the next level when it comes to doing great things for Fordham football. A couple of things that have gone on this summer: we replaced Murphy Field to the tune of $1.5 million with state-of-the-art field turf. Next summer we will replace Coffee Field also with field turf. So we got some great things going on. Trying to raise some money for a weight room. Real important for our student athletes. Our new web page will be up and running by August 1st, right, Joe? Yep. Yeah. So look for that come this Thursday. And the football team will be here on Thursday, so we're really getting ready to rock and roll. When I got here in October, I was here about 2 or 3 days, and I went out to football practice. I wanted to go out and get around and meet every team. And when I went out, and Coach Moorhead called the guys together at the end, like he always does, and talks to them, and they take a knee. The thing that really impressed me is every guy out on that field that day was riveted on what Coach Moorhead was saying and tuned in. And I've been around for a long time and been to a lot of different practices and everything. And I had never seen a group so dedicated, so bought in, and so into what they were doing. So we're really lucky to have Coach Moorhead here and his staff. They're terrific people that really care about our kids, and they do it the right way. Now when I came in today, Coach Moorhead was saying how his clubs were very old. So we started talking, and we ripped up his contract, and we went out and we secured a set of left-handed golf clubs. And we told him that he could have these clubs for as long as he's the coach at Fordham. And they're good for about 30 years. Come on up, Joe.
They hit him straighter than the old set.
Guaranteed.
I don't think there's 14 clubs.
Thank you very much, guys. Just want to talk to you a little bit, say a few thank yous, talk to you a little bit about our past season, talk a little bit about our upcoming season, and kind of give a little bit of the state of the program and where we're at and where we're going. First of all, I would like to thank members of our Fordham administration that are here, Mr. Roach, Mr. McLaughlin. Thank you very much for everything you guys have done in support of myself, our football program in the school. I don't believe Charlie's not here. Mr. Gray, those guys. Okay, so thank you very much for everything you've done, for me, for this program. I'd like our members of our coaching staff and our support staff to stand up, please, if you could. All the guys that are here. following the season, I was fortunate enough to be named a finalist for the Eddie Robinson Award that's given to the top head football coach in FCS, and it really, you know, it's a credit to the assistant coaches and the players, because these guys do an unbelievable job preparing game plans, getting these guys in position to play, and getting the players to buy in. So I'm very fortunate to have a staff of their knowledge, of their caliber, of their integrity, their character, and obviously Mr. Pat has been through the thicks and thins of all this thing for all of your guys' help. I'm greatly appreciative. So let's give our coaching staff another round of applause. Golf outing committee led by James Cummings, Doc Cardero. I know Mr. Melanifi did a tremendous job. Lynette and her staff for putting this event together, so let's give them a quick round of applause. All of our Fordham football alumni in the crowd tonight, thank you for everything, for donning the maroon and white and all the bows you've gone through. So we're very excited to have you, and as I always do, I'd like to make a special note to the guys from the club era, because without these guys and these pioneers, none of this would be possible moving forward. These guys truly gave all of us who have come after them the ability to stand on their shoulders, and if it had not been for those guys, there would be no Division III, there would be no 1AA, there would be no Patriot League, and there certainly would be no scholarship football. So, as I always like to do, let's put our hands together for those guys. They truly brought football back to Rose Hill and have given us all the opportunity to play for Fordham and experience the great times that we have. The fundraising committee, Mr. Zizzo, passing it on to Mr. Malone. Thank you very much for your leadership. So let's give Mr. Malone. And once again, my thanks to Judge, to Catherine, to Chip Smith, and the Gridiron Club for everything they've done, and now transitioning to Mr. Sacco and my teammate, tremendous player and Hall of Famer Jack Carasini. We're very excited to move forward to these guys as we strive to our goal of becoming a consistent championship program. So let's give those guys a round of applause. Talking a little bit about last year, it's quite a way off. I mean, the season's been over for a long time, but I think the thing that I take away from last season is that I feel that we were able to lay the foundation for the future success of our program. And when we talk about the fundamental goals of our program, the first thing is to graduate 100% of our Fordham players with a meaningful degree and prepare them with the necessary tools to become productive and responsible citizens. All right, like Vince can tell you and all the other guys who have gone through here, the number one reason you come to Fordham is because it's a 40-year commitment. It's not a 4-year commitment. And if you have the opportunity to go on and play at the next level, like some of the guys in this room have and some of the guys in the most recent years, that's tremendous. But at the end of the day, you're going to need a degree to fall back on to provide yourself and your family the type of lifestyle that you would like for the remainder of your life after football, and that's the gift the gift that keeps on giving for Fordham. And like I tell our guys who come in on the recruiting visits, my job for you as a new player at Fordham University is when you walk across the steps of Keating Hall in 4 to 5 years, all right, that you have a degree in one hand and 4 championship rings on the other. So I'm very confident that we've laid the foundation for future success in this program, and I'm very excited about the 2012 season. There were obviously some very impressive individual performances from our guys. Carlton Kuntz set the school single-season rushing record. Brian Wetzel was a 1,000-yard receiver. Ryan Higgins threw for over 3,000 yards. We had numerous guys named to all-league teams and all-American things, so there were some great things that guys did individually from our sides of the ball. You know, the offense was ranked in the top 2 in the league with Colgate in every major statistical category. Our defense had improved upon every major statistical category from the year before. And obviously you guys know what we did from a special teams perspective, that we had the #1 kicker in the country who was honored as such at the Fred Mitchell Award banquet. And Patrick Murray did a tremendous job, and you know, we're very excited about you know, what these guys did. At the end of the day, we finished you know, with a 6-5 record, and we were 3-3 in the Patriot League, which was 3rd place. We were 4-1 at home, and we're 3-2 in our non-conference. And I think the biggest thing that we took away is that our guys learned to compete. And every single one of our games was decided by a touchdown or less, right, with the exception of the Villanova and Cincinnati games. And we were beating Villanova at halftime, as you guys well know, and there was one questionable call right prior to the half that would have led to a touchdown for us and one to open the second half. And obviously you guys know they went on to you know, go on to the playoffs, and we're going to play them this year. So that was one game that got away from us a little bit. And then the Cincinnati game, we ended up losing by a couple touchdowns, but we were within a touchdown of them. Every other game was decided by a touchdown or less. So, our 3 league losses were by combined 8 points. 34-31 to Lehigh. They kicked the field goal as time expired, and they were ranked 8th in the country at the time. We lost 27-24 to Bucknell, and that's a game we should not have lost. We were up 7 at halftime, and then we lost to the eventual league champion Colgate, 41-39. And as you guys know, if you were there for the end of that game, we let them score a touchdown, and I told the guys, hey, we're going to win this game. We're going to let them score. We're going to block the extra point. We're going to get the kickoff. We're going to drive 80 yards. We're going to score a touchdown. We're going to get a 2-point conversion, and we're going to take it into overtime and win it. Well, you were there, and the only part that we didn't get was the 2-point conversion part. So we let them score. We blocked the extra point. They kicked off. We drove 80 yards in just under a minute. We scored a touchdown, and I called a bad play on the 2-point conversion, and we didn't get in, and it ended up being 41-39. But I think our guys understand now what it takes to win. And as we transition into the 2013 season, the slogan that we've adopted for the team is 212 degrees. And there's a book that our old director of football operations, Andrew Warsaw, gave to me. And really what it talks about throughout the book is that at 212 degrees, water boils, and you can power a locomotive. At 211 degrees, it doesn't do anything. Right? You can't boil a cup of tea. And the resounding theme in that book is the margin of error and extra effort. All right, for the guys who win the gold medal on the 100-yard dash, the small margin of error between first and second, the Kentucky Derby, the amount of strokes in the PGA Championship. So what we've talked to our guys about is what do we have to do to bridge the gap between those 8 points? All right, whether it's 1 extra repetition in the weight room, it's 1 extra sprint after practice, it's 1 extra rep of throwing to your receivers or practicing the blitz. So that's the theme that we've adopted for the upcoming season. Is that what are we going to do from an extra effort standpoint to bridge the gap, to turn the close losses into wins, all right, the close wins into big wins, and the big wins into blowout wins. All right, so that's what we're going to do. And I think from our winter conditioning, our spring ball, our summer workouts into fall camp, all right, that's the thing that we're going to carry over, and we're going to improve upon last season. Because at the end of the day, you can talk all you want about talent. All right, if talent was the only thing that won football games, then to just take the preseason poll, name the champions off of that, and go and play the playoffs in the bowl games. But it's not just about talent; it's about intangibles. Right? And when you combine intangibles with talent, you have a chance to provide something special. And when we recruit our kids, we want kids who are smart, who are tough, who are disciplined, who are coachable, and who care more about team success and individual recognition. All right, and when you combine that, all right, with talent, I think it's a formula for success. And I truly believe as we move forward into this season, we have a bunch of guys like Vince and the other guys who are upperclassmen. We don't have that many. We only have 5 seniors. They understand what it takes to win, that it's not just talent. All right, that you have to combine talent with intangibles and do all the right things, all right, to have an opportunity to win football games. Okay? Returning this season for our upcoming season, we have a number of guys who have made preseason all-league teams and who have made preseason All-American. As many of you know, Carlton Kuntz was given a 5th year by the Patriot League, so he'll be back. He's a preseason All-League player, preseason All-American. Brian Wetzel, Danny Light. On the defensive side of the ball, Jake Rodriguez, Ian Williams, all those guys are all league players returning, so we're very excited about those guys. And our season goals remain the same. Our first is to have a winning record. All right. Our second is to win the Patriot League championship, and our third is to win the national championship. And I still believe all those goals are very attainable this season. Okay. And we're going to retain both cups. We're going to beat Columbia again and retain the Liberty Cup, and we're going to beat Holy Cross again and retain the Ram Crusader Cup. It's going to be very exciting. In terms of our upcoming schedule, we're going to open at home with URI, and they had a difficult season last year, but that record's a little bit deceiving to me. They play in the Colonial Athletic Conference, which is really, in essence, kind of like the SEC of 1AA football, and they brought in a bunch of 1A transfers. They signed a bunch of kids from Fork Union and Hargrave, so opening at home at night on the Thursday, it's going to be a very tough game against a good opponent, but I'm very excited to open up against a team from a quality conference. Our second game will be against Villanova, and depending on the poll that you look at, they're preseason top 10 and expected to compete for the national championship. As many of you know, we had them beat last year, so the challenge this year is just to not let them off the hook. All right. Then we travel to Temple. All right, and we're going to play another game against a 1A opponent, and I call it the Big East. Well, I don't know whatever they're calling that conference now. To me, it's a Big East. So the Big East. We'll say it's a Big East. And as many of you know, I stood up here last year and announced that we were going to play the University of Cincinnati, who was coming off of a 10-win season and a bowl win over Vanderbilt, and they were preseason top 20, and they were ranked 21st in the country when we played them. And You know, there was some, I guess, justified skepticism in the room, all right, about our decision and our choice to play a team of that caliber. But of those people who were able to go to the game, or those people who were able to see the game on TV, we gave a top 20 team in the country, not FCS, but FCS, everything they could handle for 30 minutes. And our kids, you know, quite frankly, fought for the full 60, but, you know, we just ran out of steam and we were beat by a better team. So I'll say the same thing this year as I said last year. All right, we're not going to Temple to roll out the balls and collect a paycheck. All right, we're going down there just like every other game on our schedule. We're going down there to walk into Lincoln Field or whatever it is they call that thing, and we're going there to win that football game. So let's be prepared to go down there. Big East opponent, all right, everything that they can handle in their home field. And this time it's not going to be for half the game, it's going to be for 4 quarters. So we're going to go down there, rip roaring, ready to go, play a 1A opponent, all right, and to give it everything we have to win the football game. All right, we'll follow that up with the trip to St. Francis. They're in the NEC, which is a full scholarship 1AA conference. So that'll be a good opportunity, a good test to play a game in an area that we recruit pretty heavily. Come back and we'll play Yale and Columbia, 2 traditional Ivy League teams. We didn't lose to an Ivy League team last year. We're not planning to reverse that trend this year. So we're very excited about the Liberty Cup and the opportunity to go to the venerable Yale Bowl, all right, and play Yale. And then we get into our Patriot League schedule. And it's just like every other year in the Patriot League. There's a lot of parity in the league. The teams are very similar. Lehigh loses a lot on defense. They graduate 8, but Lehigh is, you know, kind of set the standard in this league, and they're going to be a team to beat until proven otherwise. Colgate loses a lot, but they bring back the preseason for the league offensive player of the year, and he's a heck of a football player. But we'll, you know, have a chance to go up there and play them. Bucknell returns a veteran defense, a senior quarterback, and a couple good receivers. Holy Cross is very well coached. Their kids are smart, they're tough, they're disciplined. Coach Gilmore does a great job with those guys. Georgetown will be down there. They're always play tough defensively. They have a good quarterback who was hurt in the first game last year, and he returns, and they have some good running backs. I'm trying to think. Lafayette returns more stars than anybody in the league. So we're very excited about our schedule. All right, we're very excited about our team. All right, but at the end of the day, it's not about how many players you have on scholarship. Okay, it's not about how good these guys look on paper. All right, the tapestry and the fabric of every season is woven differently, and that's why we have coach in front of our name. All right, our job is to take that talent, all right, and teach them the things that are necessary to win football games. That you don't just turn the light switch on Saturday and say, hey, we're going to go win a football game. Our games are won through preparation, they're won through effort, and they're won through execution. All right, and when we do those things, and we do the little things throughout the week, throughout the season, and we do them on a consistent basis, we're going to develop a consistent championship football team here who not only wins the Patriot League every year, all right, but contends for a national championship. All right, and that's what I'm very excited about. So let's put our hands together for the 2000. We report on Thursday. The first practice is Friday. And any of you guys who would like to come by and watch us practice, just shoot an email to Greg Marmer. Stand up. He's our new Director of Football Operations, fresh in. Ian Pace, if you could stand up. Ian was our Director of Football Operations. Let's give him a hand. Class for a minute. As many of you know, Coach Fordham, who's our tight ends coach, got a full-time job at UConn as a safeties coach. And we're very excited for him, so we moved Ian to tight ends, gave Coach Slutsky our special teams coordinator position, and brought in Greg to do the Director of Football Operations. So lastly, you know, in the support of the program, I look at it as a recruiting analogy that, you know, kids these days buy with their eyes, all right? And when we have a lot to offer for them academically, where we're located, all of the great things that brought all of you to Fordham University to attend or to support, things like that. But as we move forward, and now the rest of the league starts giving scholarships, all right, the edge that we had where we gave them and other schools didn't, all right, now they're starting to bridge that gap for the next few years where everybody will be on equal footing with scholarships. So whatever you can do to support the program, like Frank and Judge Holman mentioned, whether it's your time, it's your financial support, you know, we just want everyone to be around and enjoy everything that's happening and understand that we're taking this program, all right, to new heights in the championship level. So we hope to see you in the stands this fall. All right, Thursday night, August 29th. All right, we'll meet at the Victory Bell around 9:30. We'll ring that thing after our win against Rhode Island. And then we'll